Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of A Holy Rust Revival. I'm Rob Smith. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. This might be a little bit of an emotional episode. I'm parting with an old friend. Look, I haven't done many videos on my A-Team van. It really kind of sort of developed before I started this YouTube channel, and I honestly just haven't done anything in detail on it. But y'all, like they say, everything has a season, and this A-Team van has been a wonderful season in my life. And I'm about to part ways with my old friend. Excuse me if I get just a tiny bit emotional, and I'm kind of swallowing it down deep here because I originally purchased this van sometime in late 2017, early 18. And I bought it from some church members who were leaving out of town, and basically they couldn't move and take this van with them. So I gave them some cash for it and helped them move and get out of town and load up and all that kind of stuff. And when they were gone, I basically was going to load this up for scrap and take it off. And I got to looking at it, and the body was in pretty good shape. So then I decided to take it to the farm and just store farm stuff in it. You know, I got it home, and by the way, half of the engine was in the back seat. It didn't have any wheels on it. It was hard to even get it up on my trailer. And pulling it up in my driveway for the very first time, the way that it was, and my wife saw it, oh my goodness, I had a lot of splaining to do. If you know what I mean. It was not a happy moment. So I got it on down to the farm, started putting the motor together a little bit. Actually, I say the farm, here in my farm shop. Did some diagnosing and found out that the fuel pump was bad in the tank. I was not getting fuel pressure. But when I did get fuel pressure and got all of that fixed, the throttle body was having some issues. So there was a major fuel issue with this van. But once I got those two things fixed, put the engine back together, some parts had been robbed off of it, by the way. Man, she ran like a charm. And so then I decided, well, hey, let's just make a tool van out of it. Instead of just parking it somewhere on the farm, let me make a really nice farm tool van so I can keep things out of the weather, keep tools out of the weather, and be able to go where I want. Well, that was good for a couple of weeks, and I drove it up to my school, which then I was principal of a career technical school in Meridian called Ross Collins Career and Technical Center. And we have all kind of great programs there, from collision to automotive mechanics to welding to engineering, computer science. I mean, just a large gamut of programs there. So the collision teacher saw the old van and said, you know what, that looks like the model van from the A-Team back in the day. So we got to scratching our heads, and I'm always looking for an integrated project. And when I say integrated, one in which we can have our programs work together. You know, students can learn in a textbook all day long, but until they put their hands on something and make something beautiful and make something tangible, you don't get to that deeper learning style without accomplishing something like that. So that's why I'm always looking for those kind of integrated projects. I'll guarantee you, the students who built this may not remember what they read in a textbook 10 years down the road, which is getting to be a few years now, but they will always remember building the A-Team van. So, long story short, we brought it in. I paid for all the materials to make this happen. And actually, I had to pull the students into the auditorium and teach and explain to them what the A-Team was, because none of them even knew what it was. Some of them had heard of Mr. T. I mean, Mr. T is a very famous actor that, you know, has come through the ages very well. As a matter of fact, there's old B.A. Baracus right there. You see him? So this is Mr. T's van. Nobody messed with Mr. T's van back in the show. You remember that? So I brought it in. We talked to them about the A-Team and gave them the challenge of building the A-Team van as it is on the TV show. We actually watched episodes of the A-Team to get excitement up. And to cap things off, I told him, if you make this van as pretty as that one is on the TV show, I will actually cut a mohawk in my head. And that's back when I had more hair, by the way. I'll cut a mohawk, put the gold chains on, wear overalls, and come to school dressed as B.A. Baracus on the A-Team, or Mr. T, as some would know him. It took a couple of months to build this thing, and there was a lot of stuff involved, and I'm going to take you around it in just a moment and show you some of the details that I think you'll be impressed with. But I was hoping at the end of that process that they would have forgotten what I said about coming to school dressed as B.A. Baracus, but they did not. They remembered. When we got done, they forced and made me come to school dressed that way. And yes, it was a good imitation of B.A. Baracus. But it was the only day I could walk down the school hallways and poke my head in the classroom and say, "Hey, shut up, fool." You know, a principal just can't say that any other day, this day and time. Maybe you could 15, 20, 30 years ago. But also, if one was running their mouth, I'd say, "Hey, you quit all that jibber-jabber before I nail your lips to the desk." Isn't that a pretty good B.A. Baracus impression? No, probably not. Anyway, they built it, and look, let me flip the camera around. Let me quit all my jibber jabber, okay, before you nail my lips down to the table, and let me turn this camera around and show you some things. Isn't that the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? I mean, y'all, I'm having second thoughts, honestly. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm crazy. Well, okay. So these fender flares actually came from the original molds of the original A-Team van. We tracked down the molds in California and actually had these molded from the original molds. And honestly, the A-Team is not the A-Team without this wide stance and these fender flares. And speaking of wide stance, the back wheels are 10 inches wide and the front wheels are 8 inches wide. So it's wider in the back than it is the front. Also, we have a 2-inch lift in the rear to give it a little bit of a rake stance, and that's the way that it was in the TV show. Speaking of students, of course, the collision students did all of this paint and tape, and you can imagine all of the work and effort that went into this. The good thing about this van is it didn't have any dents on it whatsoever. It was a smooth, straight van, so there wasn't a lot of prep work that had to be done up front. Even though there's a lot of sanding, there's a lot of real estate that had to be worked out there. The welding students actually built that beautiful, beautiful brush guard. And I guess you might call that a bull bumper with brush guard. I don't know what all you would call that. But to transform just pieces of metal into the exact bumper that was on the TV show, they just did an absolute amazing job. And I can't say enough about that. Beautiful, exact replica of what was on the TV show. As a matter of fact, you can't buy that. You can't go anywhere and buy the A-Team front bumper. That has to be fabricated. And what a beautiful job they did. Okay, let's walk around this thing. It has dual exhaust. It has Flowmasters. Take a look under there. No, sweetie, I didn't get down here for you. Look, this thing is clean as a pin. There is no rust whatsoever in this van. Dual Flowmasters straight out to a chrome tip. Excuse me, old Kip thinks I got on my knees to give him a pet, and he takes any advantage of that he can get. Okay, let's open up. No, don't you get in there. All right, look at those beautiful LEDs to light your step up. Old BA. He's got his eyes on us. Won't you mess with my van. Hey, look what the engineering students even laser engraved that box right there. Love it when a plan comes together. That's what old Hannibal Smith used to always say there towards the end of the show. They even get a couple of seasons of the A-Team to watch while they're going down the road. And there is a car. Is that a little Hot Wheels car that has not been opened, that's still in the package. So the van originally came with a Southern Comfort package, which explains all of this wood. And I took all of this wood off myself and sanded it down and put some polyurethane on it. Made it look really pretty. I mean, that is just gorgeous wood throughout this whole van. And look at there. There's the living room. Big bright LEDs in the back so you can see putting your gear in and out. Man, what a gorgeous van this is. Oh, let me turn some things on. These switches right here control the lights in the rear. Let me flip this one. So it's got some mood lighting in here. Boy, isn't that pretty? And then you've got lights in the rear. And all of this is controlled right up here. And then lights in the front. So the driver can control, even though the passengers can cut these on and off back there, if the driver needs to shut everything down, he can just boom, 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 shut everything down and be able to be safe on the road. But anytime you want the passengers to have control, you just leave all of these on, and they can cut them on and off back there at will. Also, there is a cell phone charger, so all the young folks can plug their cell phones in back there. Pioneer speakers that goes to a Bluetooth hands-free talking radio. So this van is high-tech, man. For 1991, it's got all the goodies. Let me tell you. Okay, let's shut that off before we run the battery down and not be able to crank in the morning. I tell y'all, they had to do a lot of work to figure out where these stripes go. If you watch the A-Team, they had different versions of the van all the time. As a matter of fact, one of the version changes in the very beginning of the show, you will see this GMC logo on the back, but later on you will not see that. I guess they took the brand name off for some reason. Look how clear that paint is. I mean, goodness gracious, y'all. I am getting rid of a beautiful, gorgeous van. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? All new carpet throughout. This is a rug that's protecting the carpet. Spare tire. The seat even lets down into the sofa right here. You push this button and it lets down. This button will move the seat forward and backward, and it will actually let down into a queen bed. Let me just give you an idea. Can you see it letting down? Yeah, you get the idea. But I can't actually let it all the way down without taking that spare tire out. Yeah, see? What kind of paint job can you fix your hair in? Man, oh man. Okay, so going down the road, it's got a flat screen TV. Let me turn the volume on. Let's see, there we go. Yes, yes. There he is, VA. Old Hannibal. We gotta watch till we get a shot of the van. Here we go. Hold on, here you come. There it is. Okay, that's enough of that. So it's got a 12-volt inverter that you can run all your 120-volt stuff off, and that is controlled by that switch right there. Okay, what else can I tell you? All the door panels. Y'all, I've got a lot of time in this van. A lot of time. Look at that door panel. Isn't that beautiful? All LED lighting at every door entrance. Somebody's getting a really, really nice van. Okay, let me go in my corner and cry a little bit. Like I said, everything has its season. And this van has been a beautiful season in our lives, and we've gotten so much out of it. Okay, hang tight, and I'm going to flash up some pictures from the beginning of and end of this process so you can see kind of what this van has gone through from beginning to end.
Well, y'all,
There she goes. This is Casey, and he is as giddy as he can be about his new vehicle, and I am so glad. It does my heart good to see how much he's going to enjoy this thing. There you go. There it is. That's the way to treat it. Hey, those brakes that's been sitting up for a while, yeah, it just needs to wear off some of the rust. See you, bud. Take care. I think he's got a door open. We were so excited about everything. He didn't shut the door well and the lights are flashing. There he goes. He's got it. Kip, whoop, whoop. Come back. Come back. Okay, y'all, there goes my friend. He's getting on it. That's awesome. That's the way the van needs to leave. That's great. That is great. You don't really understand how emotional it can get when you put your heart into something. There was a lot of hard work that went into that van. And I'm just emotional because, oh my goodness, just of what all it represents. Most of all, the time that I was able to spend with family. Oh, I hope you can see how, in my video, all the special moments that we had in that van. And, I'm thankful. This is tears of joy, actually, y'all. I'm thankful. I didn't realize what it meant until I saw it driving off. Hey, thank y'all for watching. I know it's silly to get emotional about a vehicle. But again, it's not the vehicle. It's what it represents and everything that was behind it. So, hey, God bless you. Go out there and make good memories. And, invest in your family, invest time in something. And inanimate objects are okay to invest in as long as it makes a good and positive difference. Hey, y'all, God bless you. Have a good day.